This week in the parish of bourses and market structure, news that S&P is offering concessions to get its IHS Markit deal past EU regulators comes alongside an attempt by FASE to get at least a delayed consolidated tape through the Brussels behemoth. It seems remarkable to recount even in the slightly crazy world of crypto, but it seems Coinbase went public against a background of 6,000 accounts being hacked as the company was coming to market. I doubt Messrs. Sue, Grabbit and Run have had a minute's sleep all weekend as they assemble a whole new raft of class action suits. My name is Patrick L. Young. Welcome to the Bourse Business Weekly Digest. It's the Exchange Invest Weekly Podcast, episode 115. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very brief reduction of highlights amongst the key headlines from the week in market structure. All the analysis of the main events from the past 7 days can be found in Exchange Invest's daily subscriber newsletter, the unique guide to the bourse business sent daily to your inbox. More details at exchangeinvest.com. There's a new broker joining the ring. The first new LME ring dealing member in 14 years, Sigma Broking Limited. Welcome to the last floor in the London Financial Centre. Elsewhere, the ASX boss has said that damning reports miss the bigger picture. Just what the bigger picture is remains to be seen with his supposedly technology company that has had, of course, many technological outages. Elsewhere, interesting moment for Morgan Stanley and Interactive Brokers. They're facing federal scrutiny in a probe into some Venezuelan wheeling and dealing. The new Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange floor has been inaugurated by Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed. Meanwhile, over in Iran, there was a scandal. The CEO of Tehran's stock exchange resigned amidst, well, what turned out to be cryptocurrency mining in the basement.
There's only one daily news source for the business of bourses, Exchange Invest, the exchange of information. Exchange Invest publishes the daily digest of everything in the market structure industry around the world in a user-friendly email briefing format from Monday to Friday. With additional pith by former Exchange CEO and long-standing fintech pioneer Patrick L. Young, yes, that's me, Exchange Invest is the unique one-stop shop for the daily news in markets, market operators and related functions. Exchange Invest is available to subscribers at $200 per user per year or currency equivalent. You can get more details at exchangeinvest.com or email me, patrick@derivativesvision.com.
FASE, the Federation of European Securities Exchanges, their new report backs a near real-time tape of stock and bond prices in the EU. Provided data quality is improved and changes in market structure are implemented, a new cost-benefit study has suggested a 15-minute delayed post-trade tape would be the optimal starting position. Waiting more than a decade and still getting a 15-minute delay sounds like at best a halfway house to me. The data dog's dinner comment that FASE made was valid, but it still sounds like the sort of defeatism which continues to render Europe increasingly irrelevant through its own positive ambition. And let's not even go there when it comes to the frankly abstract concept to Brussels of execution. A real-time consolidated tape is vital for the EU to be taken even remotely seriously, given the ongoing failure to deliver its much-hyped Capital Markets Union. In results this week, LMAX Exchange, they saw a 37% jump in 2020 revenue, and plus 500, the often controversial broker, they've raised their financial year 2021 revenue expectations amidst what looks to be a fairly stellar Q3 performance. In new markets this week, the EEX, they registered the first trades on the new German nationwide gas market, Trading Hub Europe, better known as the. Over in the deals world, Mercado Libre and Cashcheck have closed an innovative $287 million initial public offering of Pioneer Corp's SPAC, they're beginning talks with Latin American technology companies on some form of landmark partnership. As I mentioned at the top of the show, S&P, they're offering concessions in a bid for the EU to permit them to take over IHS Markit. Deutsche Börse's DB1 Ventures, they led a $19.5 million Series B investment in WeMatch, the automation play for OTC markets. And then the Warsaw Stock Exchange, they announced a very interesting manoeuvre. They're looking with a series of partners to set up a digital television advertising exchange. Shades, of course, of the New York IAX advertising exchange, which is powered by NASDAQ. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, there's still a chance to pick up a copy of Victory or Death, Blockchain, Cryptocurrency in the FinTech World. If you're looking for some reading, whether you're still locked down, somewhat liberated, totally liberated, or perhaps even like us, occasionally able to get on a plane and go travel places, what are you reading while you're trying to get there? I would suggest you pick up a copy of my latest tome. It's published by DV Books, and Victory or Death is distributed by Ingram Worldwide. Don't forget also on Tuesday evenings, 6 p.m. London, to catch our live stream. This week we had the fabulous Shari Noonan on talking about the wonderful world of private markets trading. Coming next week, we're going to have a very exciting session with D'Arcy Ramming, the CEO and founder of the Arawak X SME exchange in the Bahamas.
Exchange Invest is the daily must-read by the most influential figures operating the world's best markets. We invite you to join the exclusive group of bourse bosses and other C-suite executives who make Exchange Invest the exchange of information, their daily business intelligence guide to markets the world over. Exchange Invest is available to subscribers at $200 per user per year or currency equivalent. You can get more details at exchangeinvest.com or email me, patrick@derivativesvision.com.
Product news this week, Bursa Malaysia Derivatives, they've launched an East Malaysian crude palm oil future, while Eurex reckon that European Union bond futures contracts could launch as early as 2022. Technology news this week, big news from MCX. Finally, it's the end of the Jignesh Shah technology platform era. The technology, now known as 63 Moons, is being thrown out of the exchange, and it's going to be replaced by a TCS Partners-led solution. That solution is going to be based around Deutsche Börse's T7 system. That could prove very interesting, of course, for that also powers the Bombay Stock Exchange. Will it be another case of DB1 Tech being sent to India and then stripped down for speed? Back to Coinbase, who I mentioned at the start of the show. Turns out that a story in Bleeping Computer broke this week that hackers had robbed some 6,000 Coinbase customers using a flaw in the multi-factor authentication. The hack itself took place between March and May. The initial public offering of Coinbase, or at least the direct public offering of Coinbase to be precise, was April 14th, right in the middle of this hack. Now cast your mind back, ladies and gentlemen. Do you recall any declarations at the time? I suspect this looks like it could be nuclear power tinged with kerosene for the legal fraternity. MCX, they've had some problems with one of the possible solutions to their technology platform now being handled by TCS using DB1. The cash market they were looking at replacing at one stage with a London-based software developer, PESB. They were paid a rather stunning 20 crore rupees, that's $2.7 million to the developer, and subsequently the developer had indeed taken MCX to arbitration in Singapore. Now it appears that MCX may be on the cusp of actually writing off the payments made to the UK company. Over in the Bombay Stock Exchange itself, BSE, they're ready with technology for launching electronic gold receipts. That's a market that's going to be coming up soon in the Gift City initiative in Gujarat.
Thanks for listening to Exchange Invest Weekly. We welcome your feedback. You can contact me directly, patrick@derivativesvision.com, with any comments. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this show, we would welcome you giving us a thumbs up, or if you have time, a positive review will always be welcome, wherever you find this podcast.
Regulation news this week. The SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, has signalled that a crypto ban like China's is not going to happen in the USA. What an interesting development. Gary Gensler elegantly engineers China into being the world's most populous bad cop. Career paths this week, the Nasdaq board has expanded to 11 effective immediately, with the addition, welcome to the board, of Tony Towns-Whitley. Equally, the supervisory board in Moscow Exchange, they've extended Yuri Denisov's term as MOEX Management Board Chairman. Over in Binance, they've hired a former US agent who led the probes on Silk Road and Mt. Gox, Tigran Gambarayan. And that brings us back, ladies and gentlemen, to the massive case of the debt of China Evergrande. That's, of course, been a hugely exciting topic the world over this week as the property giant teeters on the verge of insolvency. They were suspended on the Hong Kong exchanges earlier this week after missing a scheduled interest payment, the default leaving a question mark over the debt, which is equivalent to 2% of Chinese GDP. And on that mysterious and magnificent note, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Patrick L. Young. I wish you a great week in blockchain, life and markets.
This show relates to the business of bourses. It is not to be construed as investment advice, nor are we making any investment recommendations. Please consult an investment advisor before you make any investments, and for goodness sake, do your due diligence and do not make investments without complying with the regulations in your home state. Exchange Invest cannot be held responsible for any investment decisions made as a result of our program, which is for entertainment purposes only. The material herein is copyright Patrick L. Young at the date of publication, while our music and sound effects are sourced from copyright-free sources. Thanks for listening to Exchange Invest Weekly, the exchange of information.